For a very special day. This is a very special time. Show me a hill I can climb. Give me a mountain to move, and I'll prove that it's a very special day. I woke up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, it's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet, that life is all for living and love is all for giving, so this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day. I woke up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, it's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet, that life is all for living and love is all for giving, so this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day.
A very special day it is. It's a wonderful Wednesday. We're moving right along here. We're on to the 15th day of February. And that means my partner in crime, my coach this morning, is Bradley Gilbert. Good morning, Bradley.
Good morning, Becky.
And we survived Valentine's Day, right?
Yes.
It is Education Wednesday. I do have Veronica Lindley with me. I have Anna Marie. Yes, well, I just know you're Anna Marie. Yeah, I know that. And then, I just got corrected. Brianna Spray. Brianna Spray. I'm sorry. Well, girls, good to have you with this Education Wednesday from Eastern School Corporation, and we're a huge fan. You guys are always doing great things there. So let's talk about Valentine's Day, though. The station had a wonderful birthday. We had more sweets, we had more junk, and all kinds of stuff. Bride brought over beautiful roses. He was a wise man bearing gifts. And he also brought cupcakes, and so put us on sugar highs all around. So
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Brad, did you guys have a good Valentine's Day over there?
Well, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
It was good. So, there's not, the Valentine candy goes on sale today, but there's not a lot left.
Yeah.
But, so that's either good or bad. So.
And I hope I'm okay saying this, but I saw all the men scurrying around trying to grab flowers. Those fresh flowers out there, very, very well placed, helping every male out. Yes, trying to just, got to do something. Oh, is it Valentine's Day? What about you, Veronica? Did you guys have a good Valentine's Day?
We did.
Yeah.
A lot of it at school.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. What about you, Emily? Did you?
Yes, mostly at school and a nice, relaxing evening.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, and you said you didn't have to cook. Oh, you didn't have to
I
cook.
did not have to cook last night.
Ooh, so what did your husband cook then?
He ordered Mexican.
Oh,
Okay.
that's nice. Yeah, take that. Yeah.
I had popcorn at the ball game.
So, living the dream over there.
Yeah.
Well, they did say, would you rather have like gourmet pop? It wasn't gourmet though, was it?
No.
Cause some extra butter. It's just
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Well, yeah. Do a couple more shakes of the salt shaker there, too. Yeah.
But I did have, obviously I had the pizza from Papa John's, those heart shapes. Love those. Yeah. It's just the consistency. It's like, yeah. I can talk about that all day long, but yeah. So anyway, so that is over. Onward ho we go. And let's see, we need to thank our sponsors, and I don't know where they're at right
They're
now.
over here with me.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah, we've got Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Dr. Black Science Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Fox Really Wealth Management, and Americans for Prosperity.
Thank you to our great sponsors. Today is the 15th day of February. Today is Noi Squidward Day. And it looks like SpongeBob Squidward. Oh, look at these elementary, look at these ladies. Now tell me who's Squidward.
Gosh, I can't, no, I don't know it that well, but I recognize the name.
Okay, yeah, well it shows, yeah, SpongeBob.
Yeah, I'm out.
No, I know, me too, I know. Either there's somebody in this room that does know and it's not wanting to admit it.
Yeah, again, not me.
Not me.
Some children are grown.
Okay. National Gumdrop Day. What's a gumdrop?
You gotta have the spice ones though, not the other ones, the spice gumdrops and stuff.
Yeah, all right. What was this? If raindrops were gumdrops, oh, what a day that would be. Standing outside with my mouth open wide. Barney.
Oh, yeah.
Standing outside with my mouth open
The
wide.
evil Barney.
Barney is not evil.
Well, not evil, but
We learned a lot of great things from Barney.
yes, we did.
National Hippo Day. I love hippos. Yeah. Didn't realize how cool they were. If you actually like really do a big study on them, they're really kind of cool. They don't get enough credit, okay? But they got a day. National I Want a Butterscotch Day. All right. Remember the Maine Day, and that's spelled M-A-I-N-E Day.
Wasn't that a ship?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Yep, see what's in the front of there. Singles Awareness Day. How appropriate after Valentine's Day.
Isn't it? Wait, technically speaking, though, shouldn't that be yesterday?
Yes.
Because on
agree.
Valentine's Day
Yeah.
itself,
Yeah.
isn't it like Singles Awareness Day? It should be a whole week, right?
Yeah. I'm very happily married, but I wanted so bad to go over to Walmart and just, play the song, I Can Buy Myself Flowers.
Well, it was playing on Walmart radio.
Oh, was it really? That's hilarious.
And also Jolene. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Their godmother and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Please don't take my
We got to hear yesterday's music was very interesting.
Was it?
Yeah, it was either we love each other or what's going on.
Well, I can do something else you guys play all the time that I hear. Every time I'm shopping, Super Freak. He's kind of freaky. That gets stuck in my head. And I'm like, I know. The kind you can't take home to mama. I'm like, really?
We have 4 different programs with the Walmart DJs and Walmart radio. Yeah, they all 4 are distinctively different.
Yeah, you can tell. That's over nighttime. I don't know. All right, Singles Awareness Day, and I guess that is also for those that didn't remember Valentine's Day.
Yeah, today is
Yeah.
Singles Awareness Day.
All right, let's see here. Susan B. Anthony Day. All right, so get out and enjoy for sure. All right, let's talk. Since we're going to jump right in, Veronica, you got a lot going on, and Veronica, tell a little bit about yourself and what you do at Eastern School Corporation.
My name is Veronica Lilly, and I'm the middle school and high school choir and theater director. So we have 2 productions a year. Middle school is in the fall, high school is in the spring, and we are currently working on The Sound of Music.
Did you? Wasn't this the one that Brad? Didn't we tell them that we were going to try out for that or something?
Well, I mean,
in the background somewhere. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We could be your proxy, like for some reason, if someone can't show up, you know what I mean? What's that called? The understudies?
Yeah, I'll keep
Yeah,
I'll do that.
We're very under. Way under.
I'll add you to that list.
Please do. Yeah.
it's like royalty. I'm 12th in line.
That's right.
That's exactly.
When I walk in to watch the production, if there's anything, I just want you all to know, the audience, that we are here.
Yeah.
And we will be used if we are needed. Yeah. So tell us, how do you do The Sound of Music? Because that's, we know the movie, you know what I mean, and everything. So how do you condense that, and how is that different than the movie?
It's very similar to the movie.
Okay.
Except there are a couple songs taken out of the movie and a couple added into the musical that are different. It's a really big thing. It is bigger, I think, than I had originally planned. Costumes are crazy, because there are some characters that have like 9 or 10 different costumes. Especially the Von Trapp children. And this is also the first one that I have used kids this young. We have a 6-year-old. And she is actually amazing. She does absolutely wonderful. But as of right now, we've got 55 kids ranging from 6 years old to 18. And that's, once we get to show week and we start adding kids backstage and up in the sound booth, we'll have 70 or 80.
Okay, 70 to 80 kids. Okay, I'm writing this down. My goodness. I'm like, that's insane. And okay, do you know, like, only a person in your position could make, set my stand in my stand, like, only a person in your position, I mean, you have a superpower for keeping 70 to 80 kids' attention.
Yeah, that's herding cats.
That's right.
Yeah, in a good way.
Really, really. Do you ever just get, I mean, like, because, you know, if somebody just really starts, like, laughing and kind of goofing off, you know, I mean, you're going to join in. Do you ever just, like, realize that this is not going to be the most productive day we're going to have today?
Oh, yeah, it happens all the time.
so
all the time.
We do have counselors here, you know what I mean, that can help us, but sometimes you just got to let it go. You know, you're not going to win this. You know what I mean? There's more of them than there are of you.
It
right?
happens all the time.
Yeah.
Attempting to get teenagers to successfully play nuns. I mean,
yeah. A
you've
little
got best friends as love interests. That is always interesting to try to get them to. I looked at my husband the other day and said, these two scenes, we will never know what they're going to be like until there's an audience. Because we will have no clue. They will never actually be what they're going to be until there are people there watching them.
I love this. So when you actually, so like a lot of times probably during practice, things that you think will get a reaction probably aren't as big as some of the other things that when you get a reaction.
Right.
I mean, like, it's so much fun because you can only anticipate what the audience is going to grab on.
Right, and there are so many things that the kids don't anticipate. And
yeah.
So as we go, I'll try to tell them, no, you are probably going to have to pause there because people are going to laugh at that. And they're like, that's funny. Yes, that's funny.
and I have the most obnoxious laugh at your theater, and I'm going to apologize in advance because it just like I can't stop. That Shrek, I still talk about that one to this day. And we had a little, you actually had, I think you recorded some of it. There was this stupid laugh, and that was me on this stupid. Yeah, I know. So we couldn't stop laughing. Yeah, and that was and so I enjoyed them so much. But going back to the theater, to the actual play, how did you decide this one?
So there are a lot of things that go into it. Mainly is looking at the kids that I know for sure that I will have the following year. I don't want to pick something that has 37 boys if I know I'm only going to have 2.
Yeah.
So looking at the kids I have, looking at their strengths and their weaknesses, and what is going to bring out the best in them. And sometimes the kids are really gung-ho on what I do, and sometimes they're like, what are you thinking? Last year was one of those. They really didn't know the musical we did last year, and once they actually started like researching it and watching it, they all fell in love with it. So it's one of those, it's kind of a give and take thing. I look at them, I look at what's going to help them grow, and really what's going to bring out the best in all of them.
Well, ladies, you guys are being too quiet over there. Tell us, how do you feel like, I mean, because you do a lot of social work, and how do you feel like these, I mean, how important is this, being involved or being a part at this, in high school?
Oh, absolutely. Whenever you think about helping with kids' self-esteem, helping their confidence, helping them feel like they belong to something, I think in sports is incredibly important, but looking at the arts, because not all kiddos are going to be athletic, so I think that's an important, very important part of what the school can offer.
Right. And I think it is, and we know that a few years ago we saw the loss of that, and now we can come back and now you were very creative, and very creative, and I admire that too from you, all the things that you did do, but you had to follow guidelines, so this is a big difference, and and I do want to express to everybody how much these cost to actually purchase this, that you can even say the word Sound of Music.
Right.
I mean, because those words come with a price.
Just the rights to be able to perform in are over $3,000. And then you figure,
starving artist, a big, that's quite a bit of money for a school.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I don't even know how many costumes I have laid out right now, but they're not all there. And building everything, this is a huge set. Fortunately, my husband really loves roller stuff.
It's a blessing he can.
Because
yeah.
he pretty much builds it. Every once in a while we'll have somebody come in and help, but most of the time he builds it himself. Like he has nothing else better to do in his time. But I mean, it's a huge thing, and I mean, it costs well over $10,000 every time I do one.
I can see that. I can see that
Yeah.
for sure. So like, are you having to do the hills? The hills are alive, so I'm sure like, like that's a huge scene. You know what I mean? No pressure, but you gotta have some high peaks, right?
Right.
And so,
Right.
and then do the parents help like painting and stuff too?
We usually use the kids.
Oh, well that's really cool.
But just in case you ever need painters, teenagers are terrible. I love them all. They're really bad painters.
Okay, all right. So art class is not their strength.
Because they're really not interested in it, you know.
I think most of the time they wear more paint than they actually like put on the wall.
That's the way I paint too. So, yeah, I can identify with that. So as far as like the getting the sets, because that is, I mean, there was a lot of sets, and I think a lot of times we go in and we see the plays, we don't realize. And I always love for people to see behind the scenes and let people know what else is going on. You're talking hours of practice. How many hours do you practice?
It's 12 hours a week. But then Monday we don't have school, and the kids will be there from 9 to 3. And some Saturdays. We practice Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 to 6. And some Saturdays, and then if we have a day off school like Monday, they'll all be in there for 6 hours.
Oh, wow.
And most of them, that's where they'd rather be.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I'd hang out with you on a Saturday. I'd paint with you on a Saturday.
I'll call you next time.
Yeah. Oh, you might. It'll be one and done for me. Let's find something else for Becky.
Becky, this may be
I'll do
not
cleanup.
your
How about
strong
I
suit.
can clean up, okay? Becky's on
Yeah.
cleanup, okay?
Okay.
I'm that person. But what about then, as far as like the, the picking the right places for everybody to be? Is that hard to do sometimes? You know?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes I watch other things for inspiration, and other times we just go with whatever in the world my brain decides at the time.
Okay, so I'm gonna put you on the spot. Okay, so you have to find. Okay, so right now this is your group right here. Okay, this is good, Veronica. Okay, so where would you put Anne Marie? Where would you put her? What character would she be? Let's play. Why not? Just have some
I
fun.
don't know, you didn't sing for me.
Oh, I thought I did. The hills are alive. Okay, yeah, hang on. Yeah, I really need to work this now. I gotta meet Brad.
I'm not singing.
I don't know, but I'd probably put you as Brigida.
Ooh. Yeah. Now
A
help me.
sassy little 9-year-old.
Oh wow.
Well, she knows what she's doing.
I
She's
love
not
that.
wrong.
I love
She's
that.
not wrong.
Who would you put? I would love that. But see, I can put her on the pressure because I know she's that good. You know what I mean?
Louisa.
She's got to be really sweet, right?
Well, she can be, but she can also be a little sneaky.
Okay, I love that. Look at that.
She's
I
the
might
one-
be jealous over
Lisa's
this.
the one who's always playing the tricks on the governesses
Oh, I love that. Ooh, that would be a fun role. Yeah.
and pretending she's other people.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, yeah. Right now.
I don't think that well.
I wouldn't put me in a spot where I have to sing a lot. I'd be a quieter role.
The housekeeper.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Actually,
That would be, yeah. I could be your prompt if you don't make it. I could do the housekeeper too. But where would you put Brad at? Oh yeah. He's got to be doing something huge. Right? Yeah.
You want to be the captain?
Yeah. He
No,
would be the
I would have to
captain.
sing. No.
Yeah.
I can be the guy that organizes them.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch the movie.
the friend that,
Uncle Max?
yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
What's the song that goes goodbye?
So long,
So
So
long.
long, farewell. Yeah, look at everybody in the room knowing that. I know. I love that song. That's really cute.
Oh my gosh, that's one of my favorites right now because they're so cute.
Are they doing it good?
The kids are amazing.
Oh, I can only imagine.
They are so good. I tell my husband every day. I'm like, why can't the high school kids do things like those little kids just get up on stage and they just go and they belt it.
Oh.
And I can hear them in the
Fearless.
back of the room.
Fearless.
Fearless.
I
Yeah.
can hear them in the back of the room.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to mic them. And a lot of the high school kids are just so timid sometimes.
Yeah.
And I tell the high school, you all need to take a page from the little kid's book.
Look at that, yeah.
Because they're just like Homa crayons.
Oh, yeah. And
I'm
they're a wild group of kids. 3 of them are all from the same 4th grade class. So I've got 4th graders playing from 7-year-olds to 11. And so, I mean, those 3 have been in the same class for a while. So they're all really good friends for the most part. And they're wild and crazy. And it keeps things interesting.
When you buy the rights and you get the script and everything, does it at the end say to you good luck?
Some of them might have that little good luck message.
Good luck. Because I'm thinking that's a lot. I mean, you've got a big range of
But a lot of them have been around theater a lot of their lives.
Yes.
Whether it's at Pied Piper or they have older siblings. Lots of them have older siblings that are also in this.
Okay. Well, and Bree and Anna Marie, as because social working and also counseling. I mean, you know that this is like something that Brad and I talk about this all the time in high school or school, middle school, but especially high school. Try everything. You know what I mean? And just try it and see if this is your cup of tea. You know what I mean? And just like, you know, because there's probably like seniors that, oh my goodness, I love this, and then they only have like one production that they really can be in, or vice versa. When you have a school, you're like, oh, I wish I would have done that. Or I've heard, now that's something I've heard majority of people say, I wish I'd done theater, I wish I'd done the arts, you know, more so. And you don't want those regrets. You want that, this is the time to try everything.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. We'll need a kid last minute, and look at my kids and look, we just need somebody to fill in here, go. And they'll go around the school until they find somebody. And then they'll come in, and usually they're a junior or a senior, and they're like, man, I should have done this a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I mean, we do have quite a few athletes.
Yeah.
In the cast, we usually do. I mean, when we did Shrek was a football player.
Yeah.
And that was the first one he'd ever done. That's the first time he'd ever done anything like that before.
Yeah.
So I mean, we have a wide variety of people. I wish some more of them would give it a chance.
Right. And I think they fall in love with it. Yeah, you're right. But it's just getting that. Yeah. And I think you bring up a good point. In high school, sometimes they get almost like too cool. You like are really trying to, you know, yeah. And elementary, you don't care.
That's true.
Yeah. So I think you are, you know, but you got a nice range, and it sounds like, and hopefully everybody, and I'm sure that the high schools are seeing those elementary kids, because I know the high schools are encouraging the elementary, but also elementary is encouraging the high school.
Oh yeah, watching those relationships form between the little ones and the older ones, they just love each other. Yeah. The little ones come in and just immediately jump on the high school kids and hug them every day, like they haven't seen them in a million years. Yeah, because they're just so happy to see them every day.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. Yeah, what cool relationships. Yeah, that's really cool. All right, let's jump in and let's find out. You've been too quiet over there, Bree. Let's find out what does a social worker? What actually does a social worker do with the school corporation? Explain a little bit of what you do.
We do a variety. I do a variety of things for the school. I provide kind of small group counseling. So if we have a lot of kiddos that are kind of maybe they're worrying a lot, or maybe they're having struggles with anger, social skills, we'll kind of put them together, do a fun lunch group or a breakfast group. Also connecting families to resources if they're having any kind of trouble with food, clothing, that kind of stuff. Connecting them to those resources in the community. Also working a lot with, we have some counseling agencies that come into the building, ACP and Spring. And so if kiddos are having that kind of need, connecting them with those resources too.
And go ahead, I should have asked you first. Tell us a little about your background.
I actually did 10 years in the medical field before I came into education. So this is my second school year. So very different, kind of getting my feet wet in this environment. But I love the kids. I've always kind of worked with geriatrics before this, so this is kind of the opposite end of the spectrum, and it's so fun.
And are you local?
I live in Brownstown.
Oh, Brownstown. Oh, wonderful. So you drive? Oh, that's probably good. That's probably good therapy for you.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
you are absolutely right.
Turn the radio on and just, you know, and just jam out before and after,
Absolutely.
right? Yeah. So going on okay, so this is very interesting. So you've been in it for 2 years before that in the medical field. So you went through all that with COVID.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so you saw all that in, and now, and I know we don't like to keep talking about COVID, but like now, you're seeing stuff that probably really affected a lot.
Wow, one of the biggest shocks whenever I joined the school system was seeing kind of the aftermath of having virtual learning. I remember the first year, just kids, first of all, being very homesick because they've been home so much, and now we're asking little ones to come into the school setting more often. So that was a trouble. And also kind of dealing with, maybe we've had second graders that haven't been to school since kindergarten, and they just don't know how to behave. You know, rules at home are different than rules at school, and they're not used to being in a classroom setting. So that was, to me, was just a shock that I didn't anticipate having to kind of have to deal with. And I don't think any of us anticipated that after, virtual learning.
Right. Well, this is our first time through all this, So, you pray it never happens again, but at least a lot of trailblazing going on here. So, yeah. So it's really interesting, Anna Marie, and let's find out tell a little about yourself, and then also, what you do as far as the counseling.
Well, I have basically been with the school system since I was 5 years old.
Okay.
I started in kindergarten.
Yeah.
And then after college came back to begin teaching.
How is that coming back and giving back to your school?
I love it. I have loved being there. I feel very fortunate to work with the people that I have been able to work with over the last 28 years.
Awesome.
It has been wonderful, and I feel wonderful that I've been able to give back. I really enjoy school and love teachers and everything, and it has been really fun to work with a lot of them. They are starting to retire now, but it's been really nice to be able to work with them and form those friendships with them. But I did teach in the classroom for 25 years.
Okay.
So I have only been in the school counseling position for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, taught a little bit of everything, K to 8.
Oh.
So that has actually helped with what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Because I do all of the classroom guidance stuff. So it's helped that I have taught those grade levels before. We have taken.
It's like spending the night with somebody, and then you try to bring everybody together, and all of these great personalities, and everybody, it's okay, but it's just trying to make sure everybody blends. And that's a lot. And as far as counseling, we need less. I hope they...
We really appreciate the relationships that we do have with our spring and CP. They've come in and they've done small groups in our school setting too, and that really takes the load off of, because we're only 2 people to 500.
Well, and we bring up some good points, and we've been talking with all the school corporates, even though everything you're saying, though, can relate to everybody around the host state, So
First line of defense with that is teaching bullying lessons. That's part of my curriculum that I do every fall. We do bullying lessons across the grade levels and
very interesting.
work with educators.
And that's something that, and the difference between...
Act like second grader, but we have to kind of teach them, I think, what they teach in our how to behave in school. Because there should be different expectations at home and at school, absolutely. But whenever you've been home for 2 years, mostly, we kind of forgot. I think that kids didn't want to have,
Right. I remember a lot of the kindergarten teachers were learning just like, you can't go touching everybody. Just like, everybody needs their own little space, hands to yourself, and these are things that we are kind of funny to hear that, but it's true because we went through that where they didn't get to, didn't get to be a part of sitting in a classroom, sitting together and realizing the respect of each other.
And I think their attention spans were kind of, because sometimes you can only virtual learn for so long during the day. So I know my kiddos, which didn't go to the school system, but their virtual work may last an hour a day, 2 hours a day during that time. And now we're asking kids to, come back to a 7-hour school day.
So as far as counseling and also social work, what do you see some of the other? Are there other things that you guys are having to kind of get on board with or something, or going on?
Well, I think a big one that we've done this year, a huge achievement for our school corporation, is kind of the trauma-informed work we've been doing in our school. So thanks to Washington County Substance Abuse Council, both Anna Marie and I received a grant to enter a program to help us to become trauma-informed practitioners. And then once Stacey Sullivan, our vice principal, and then our behavior interventionist, Taylor Moore, saw this, they also took this 36-hour course to become trauma-informed practitioners. And then we've been kind of drip feeding this to the rest of our staff, kind of how to look at these kids from that perspective. And that's been so much education and I think just huge in kind of our mindset and how we can sort of through trauma.
Well, that's wonderful. That's reading them from, what happened to this child and not what's wrong with you. That's the big thing that I've taken from it, is to be curious and, wonder what has happened in the past, and that could explain their behaviors. Behavior is communication. It's explaining something. You just have to figure out what that is. Wow, that's awesome that you guys, that was offered and that you jumped on that. That's very good. Yeah, for sure. And I think too, sometimes, attention is attention, whether it's good or bad, that people are striving for.
You're absolutely right. And I think that kind of helps us when we look at it from that point of view. It gives us a little bit more patience with the kids, gives us a little bit more grace for them, and helps us respond in a more effective way.
You guys get to work. I think what a blessing for sure, and I'm glad to hear this, because I think that for those listening here today, need to realize what all is going on behind the scenes, and that there is a lot of work here, to be done, and you girls are tackling it. But do you feel like that with the new problems and stuff, do you work well with the teachers too, and just like with Veronica, do you guys all I know that maybe you haven't really had a lot of contact, but if there was a need or something, that's a good relationship to have too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we work hand in hand with our teachers, and we rely on them because, again, there's only two of us, so we know that they're the ones with the kiddos most of the day, so we rely on them a lot to support these kids, but they also need us too to step in, because they know if they have a kiddo that's struggling with behaviors, they have, 20, 25 other kiddos in their class, so we kind of help protect each other in that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm there just as much for the teachers as the students.
Right. Well, it is tough. If you're a teacher and say you have 25 children and you have one that's needing and taking a lot of your attention, and with 24 are not getting any, and that can be a lot. So it's nice to have you guys and have that relationship that everybody can work together to help. So
do you think that if you think about asking for help, or 5, 10 years ago, it's a bad thing to some people to say, my kid's just not getting it, my kid's having these, and there's times that it's like parents would feel guilty, like we're doing something wrong, even if they're not, or whatever. And have you noticed? I know you're new to the school system after the pandemic, but being in healthcare, do you think that parents are getting a little more okay to say, hey, I need to partner with you guys? What are you seeing to where they're saying, hey, or if you do have to address something, that they're just like, thank you, because I just didn't know how to do that. What do you think we're getting better as parents to accept that help?
I don't know that, I might let you speak more before the pandemic, but what I get from parents is a lot of times they don't know what's offered at school. They don't ask because they don't know it's there. Once they figure out it's there, and this is part of the reason why we wanted to do this radio show, was once they know it's there, and they're like, oh my gosh, and I have heard that feedback, like I just had no idea that these services were offered at the school, or if I would have asked about it earlier. So I think they are appreciative of the help, but they just don't know anything.
Yeah, I think we need to go to the Hills Are Alive and sing that on those hills. No, because I do. I love, and I'm a huge believer, if there's help, then there's nothing wrong with that at all. And we're all trying to, the ultimate goal is to raise the best human being and person. I always used to tell my girls, you're going to be a citizen of the United States, you're going to be the best you can be, you will function, you know, I mean, that would be like, you know, when you're stressed and you're like trying to find the other shoe. You know what I mean?
Or the Chromebook.
Yeah. You know, president, if you want to be president of the United States, you can't lose shoes every morning. You know what I mean? We got to stop this
I
happening.
wear the same ones, both of the same pair.
That's right. Anyway, so yeah, that was when that's my little bit of craziness. That was my steam, let my steam out. But anyway, but I guess the things that I'm thinking of, you know, we've learned during the pandemic, and somebody is really wanting to talk, I think, but we're going to just, hold on. I think during the pandemic, hang on just a second. During the pandemic, we realized how important everybody working together, you know what I mean? And we learned that teachers, what role they play. And okay, and you being a teacher, you being in the health field, I love that you guys have these backgrounds. You guys are rock stars. I'm not, after the commercial, I can't
say
no, and I can't call you a rock star. I know.
Yeah.
When I started, I can't, and you know that was I always said that.
I'm a huge
I always
Kiss
said
fan,
that.
and he's like saying, I can't say that because I say that to
I know.
at least 3 of my peers in the region every day. You're
Yeah,
a rock star.
no,
That's
no.
how I end our conversation.
After seeing that commercial, do you know what we're talking about? Okay, the Super Bowl. Okay, real quick. Okay, so you know how like, and I used to always like to say like, oh, Brad, you're a rock star. You know what I mean? Well, Kiss during the commercial is like, you're not a rock star. You know what I mean? We're a rock star.
It's
Yeah.
for corporate America,
Yeah,
you can't call
yeah.
people
And
rock
Ozzy
stars.
Osbourne was
Ozzy
like,
Osbourne does
yeah,
not
and he said, I've done enough for me and for you.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry. After that commercial, I can't. Yeah, but anyway, but you guys really, I love that you guys have got the background you've got, and what a blessing for Eastern School Corporation, you know. And like, it's cool because that you're all 3 here today, because like Veronica plays such a big role that like Veronica, when she lays her head down and pillow, might not realize the impact that she had that day, right? And then you guys also making sure and checking in, just checking in. You know what I mean? Is everything okay? You know what I mean? And then you helping out the families too. I mean, you guys really wonderful right here. Everybody, you know, I guess, what do you call it? Yeah, there's my words. I'm sitting here with my hands using my words. Anyway, everybody working together for this one child that we have possibly. You know?
And I think coming from healthcare and being into the education field, I just want to throw props out to teachers. They really do rock. I mean,
Yeah.
they absolutely give their hearts and souls to these kids and have no idea. Hopefully they know the impact that they're making on these kids.
Well, I think some days probably, I'm going to speak for you, Veronica, but some days she probably wonders, where am I at? You're right, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, right? No, I mean, I think everybody, I think that would only be natural, right?
Some days are hard.
Yeah.
They are. I mean,
Yeah.
you never know what you're going to face every day.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen. And I'm a little different than a lot of teachers because, and Matt is the same way as I am, that we have our kids from 5th grade all the way until they're 18 years old.
Yeah.
So they really are like an extension of our family. They really are extra kids. Now, we have 2 kids of our own, but we have all of these other kids that we literally spend more time with than our own children.
Yeah.
And we never know what it's going to be like when they come in the door, or when we walk in the door that morning. Am I going to be sitting at my desk first thing in the morning and all of a sudden the kid walks in my door with tears streaming down their face that wants to just give me a hug and talk? I never know.
Right.
So some days it is really hard.
In my defense, I'm not the one that lost the Chromebook. That's all. And that's a very good point. And I think that, you know, we tried to, you know, and you do a Teacher of the Month type thing. But I don't think that, I think sometimes parents don't, it's out of sight, out of mind. You know, if your kid's getting a good education, you just kind of, oh, it's got to be easy, you know, because you don't see it. You know, it's like seeing the, you know, the backstage at Walmart. I mean, seeing what goes into that, and it's like, oh, okay, so you think, oh, it's easy to do that. But the teachers especially, I think, parents sometimes just, they expect you to also be another parent. They expect you to be the disciplinarian when they don't want to do it for themselves. And this is not a criticism of parents. I mean, it's just sometimes it's just like, you've got a good school system, you know, you learn that trust. But it's also, I think, teachers are the front line, and then all of a sudden, if there's one miscommunication, instead of reaching out and asking questions, it's like blame. And I hope that people coming out of the pandemic would be appreciative of those schools being open and those doors and a safe place for kids to learn, because when we got a taste of having to help with certain things, Chromebook issues, things like that, it's not as fun, you know. And so I do think that, and I'm going to say it, Becky, I'm going to say it, Paul Stanley may roll in there, but I think people in education are rock stars, because like what you said, you don't know what you're every day you're recreating the village, and it's important work.
Right. And I think that anybody that wasn't very strong or just like a glutton for punishment would have jumped out of it, right? Out of your profession, right?
Yeah.
Somebody, you guys, obviously you have learned the word commitment. Obviously these are integrity. I mean, there's some words that we could add with Veronica in her, and you too over here too, you know what I mean? And you in the medical field, you know what I mean? There's a lot of good words for you ladies that, you know what I mean, that we could, you know, share, because obviously you guys are in it for the long haul and in it for the right reason and ready to just keep going, you know what I mean, and not giving up, you know what I mean, and saying, you know, because every one of you ladies have got enough background that you could probably do several other things, you know what I mean, but you're not that, and you see, and I pray that God shows you all the time what mission you're on and what impact you're making, you know, and I think that's unbelievable. And I love that Eastern School Corporation realizes and values their children so much to have you guys, you know, to realize we need this is important for our children, you know, and that's right there says a lot about your school corporation. Yeah, how important it is. So going back, I think that a lot of times with the, you know, we talked about the relationships and everything, how important they are, and we know that, and that's great. And, you know, you want to use the phrase, it takes a village and everybody, because, you know, if somebody, you know, maybe we know that the kids that we have now are different and going through a lot more pressure. I mean, we had pressure in school, but not like the social media. I mean, social media can be horrible, and it makes you feel bad, you know, just when somebody says something that's not even nice, you know, and it's like, or not true, you know, but you can't get on there and you can't defend yourself. I mean, you can't go fight, you know, on social media. So it can be a lot, you know, or just, you know, things like that. So I'm sure you guys are having to go against a lot more than what we had to do.
Absolutely. And younger and younger. You know, a lot of kiddos have access to phones and Snapchats and those keyboard warriors that get a little bit more brave behind the keyboard. And I try to tell kiddos that if it's something that you wouldn't say to their face, please don't say it, you know, over the screen. And if it's something that's causing you more stress, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. If it's causing you to, you know, you have low self-esteem or stressed out, get off the device. And so yes, and I think even as a parent, I feel like that's one of my top concerns too, is technology just does a whole other layer of problems. Yeah. It needs to be there.
That's the biggest change from when I started teaching till now, as far as the relationships. We've added this other layer that didn't used to be there, and you know, it has been complicated for some of the kids, and getting younger and younger with it has been a concern as well. And you know, that's also part of curriculum also is the online safety, you know, online etiquette, and realizing that what they say on social media is there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very good. Very good. And I'm sure you have it the same to making sure that everybody. You know, sometimes it's good just to stay off. You know what I mean? It can be such a good thing. It can be such a blessing. You know what I mean? Like if you have, you know what I mean? You know, but then it can be just the opposite too. I want to go back. Let's talk about like and I think this is a huge blessing. And I hope everybody, please, anybody listening, call somebody, even if you don't know them, just call them and tell them that there are services. And I can't say enough that this, and I really want people to take advantage of this. This is what they're there for. You know what I mean? And these services have been set up, and just like if they need, you know, I'm sure, like, just name some of the services that are available.
So, like I said, I provide services myself. I do see kiddos individually and then also in groups. And then we also have the ACP therapist that comes in. We have a therapist in the building almost 4 out of 5 days of the week. So they provide some of the more intensive counseling services, so that's available to all of our students.
Which we need to make sure people know is available.
Yes, absolutely. And then really just kind of community resources. I work heavily with trying to connect people to community resources that we need because we know everything is expensive.
Yeah.
But our salaries are going up.
Yeah.
Right,
So
right,
it's
right.
just a lot harder to access what you actually need for
Right.
your family if you want to help connect you to it.
Well, food, you know what I mean? Or maybe help with something else, or maybe they want to be a part of an organization or group and they don't have the finances. I mean, there's grants, there's people that help. I mean, Walmart over here are rock stars. Can't get that out of my head now. You know what I mean? All that they give to our food bank, I mean, and all that they do, you know what I mean? And behind the scenes, you know, they don't, Brad doesn't do it because he wants any, he's like, stop it, Becky. But it's true. I mean, but we do have, we're very blessed. In our community, we're very much givers. You know what I mean? I had someone just text me and said, does the art department help paint some of people are really, it's cool how people engage in our community. They, and love everything and love everybody, but they want to, want to be a part. Do you ever have the art students make it?
So every once in a while we'll have some art students come in and paint things, or Laura Temple, our art teacher, paints a lot for me, or we have a couple parents who are artists that'll come in. With this one, we're actually using Mrs. Newcomb's sewing classes. In her advanced sewing class, they are actually making an entire set of our costumes because the ones that are costumes is supposed to be made from curtains. Well, you can't necessarily buy those anywhere. So those advanced sewing students are actually making all of those for our
That
class.
is really cool.
That's
How about
awesome.
in-house?
That is awesome.
Yeah. I mean, and then think about those. I mean, if you made that and then you're watching the play and you're like, you know what I mean, right? Yeah. I'm so happy to hear sewing's going. I'm really impressed with that because I used to sew years ago, but
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm so glad that you guys got sewing classes.
She said advanced.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. I'd be.
No, I wasn't talking about you. I'm just saying.
Right, no,
It's not only impressive that they're sewing, but there's advanced.
Advanced, yeah.
Because I'm like,
Very.
the criteria
very
for that is well, I can,
Yeah,
read it.
yeah. But going. Go
And
ahead.
I'm glad you brought that up because someone had asked. There's you want people to go see the shows, but there's other ways to support, right? I mean, anybody that I can't get to see that or whatever, they give a donation to the school, right?
Yep, we're always looking
you know.
for sponsors for our programs, and we always have ways that people can help. We are always looking for donations, lumber, paint, like all of that stuff is expensive, and so yes, if there's ever anyone who wants to donate any of that, or they are a carpenter or they are a construction worker and they want to donate their services, I'm sure my husband would welcome them with open arms to come help him build.
No doubt. Well, that was question, but it just shows that our community we're very much givers. But I want to go back on real quick. I'm sorry, I'm like popcorn jumping around here. Okay, so on the something that we talk about a lot, and it's okay. Like years ago, like physically, if you were sick or whatever, we would talk about it. But we haven't touched mental. And we know now, and I think Brad and I talked about this, mental, is so much more acceptable now. It's okay. You know what I mean? You hear people say stuff, I'm not okay, and I'm not, and that's okay. And we've learned that. I think that was the best thing that came out of COVID. A lot of that realized people that it's just as important to mentally be okay that it is physically, you know what I mean? And it's okay to talk about it. It's okay. Are you girls seeing, I guess that'd be more Anna-Maria on your end, are you seeing more where people are realizing that I'm not okay, you know what I mean? Or I'm just not feeling right. Something's off, you know what I mean? Maybe something at home's different, you know what I mean? And you're kind of that person that likes it more, no change, you know what I mean? And is that something that you are finding more easy to talk about, the mental part too?
Yeah. I think so. I think the kids who, come and want to talk about more, and then, it helps with seeing them in the, in the classroom every week or every month. And we also try to catch them in the hallway as they come in the morning and greet them. And, a lot of them will come up and want to talk or get a hug or something. And so we kind of touch base that way. But I think they're initiating wanting to come and talk.
And I also think when I think back to high school, I don't really remember guidance lessons. I don't remember that they were coming in and providing and having, right?
Detention. I remember. That's and I'm glad it's not just, and I don't feel so bad by saying, well, when I was in school, there was not.
There wasn't. So we are opening, just by having those lessons, we are opening doors to talking about empathy and bullying, and she covers so much. We're getting ready to start a program in our school, zones of regulation. Just how do we regulate when we're feeling sad, when we're feeling mad? How can we get back to that green zone, which is kind of our peaceful happy zone? So we did not have this discussion in school. So I think just the fact that we're talking about it at a school-wide level, it causes kids to know, hey, these are the points of contact that we need to talk about us struggling there.
Right.
And that's why it's really important for us to be out there in the hallway every morning. I have kids that give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, if they're having a good day, bad day, if I can talk, if I don't. And I think that's super important to me, that they know that we're safe when we talk to them.
You'll make me cry. I love that. Oh my goodness, I love that. 100%. Well, and that's something, we've talked about this before, but like during, the governor, even like during his speech, he would have like different counselors on, and they would talk about how important it is, and we weren't getting it, and how important it is when we do get back, which we are back now, and now we're going. This isn't something these are new territories, but it's so important territories, and I think a lot of times, like Brad and I, we went to school together, we didn't have this, and I think it's nice for our listeners and our community to know that this is being done for our children. And keeps on getting better and more, and everybody needs that. Especially at this age. Like your hormones. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything's changing, right? You know what I mean? Cindy Lou Who, my world is changing. I'm rearranging, right? And it's true. And sometimes you don't always understand that, And it's nice to have that where someone you can talk to, or someone just does a thumbs up thing. I love that.
So simple, but you wouldn't believe it's not unusual for me to get 5 or 6 kids that they know where I stand in the morning, and they come up and let me know they need to talk that day.
I love that.
That's something the school system should be proud of. You should be proud of that, because like Becky said, a few years ago you just didn't say, I'm struggling with anything, and I think also that the reason that's good is back to social media. Like social media, that you're bombarded, but still social media kind of isolates you a little bit too. That, oh, what are you going to go tell your friends? That type of thing. And so it kind of is an endless cycle, right? It's like, it makes it feel like, well, I'm going to be, I'm just complaining, or I'm being a big baby, or whatever. And when you're in school, sometimes those things, I'm glad that people are every one kid in every school that changes that and says, hey, I want to talk to somebody, that's a win.
Yeah.
And for our communities, and so hats off to that. I think that's awesome.
Well, you're giving them, and we always talk about tools, like in a tool belt. You're giving these children tools in a tool belt to use. That because we know, let's jump out, when you get out of high school, you either go on to college, or you go on to your other job, or whatever you choose to do, or you start right into work, whatever. There can be bullies everywhere. There's always going to be those. You're always going to have those, all these personalities that, are going to be. And so, therefore, how do you deal with it? And that's what we want them to know. At an early age, giving them all these tools and this confidence and just going on, that when they, do graduate on, when they move that tassel over, they're prepared and ready to go.
Right.
Whatever.
It's like anything. When you teach them young, it's going to be natural to them when they're older. So when we're giving them those tools at such a young age, they're going to be using them whenever they get the big stuff.
Right. And I know you girls are probably thinking, yes, 100%. Parents, please jump in. Please be involved with you guys. And get to know you guys. I mean, you probably love that parents, I mean, that when, like, a parent who says, hey, I don't know what's wrong, you know, we're really having, you know, things have changed at home, you know, a little bit, you know. Don't you love that parent connection, everybody?
It's super important for us to be on the same page. And one thing I like to do is if I'm teaching them something that will be strategy at school, letting the parent know that what I'm teaching them so they can reinforce it at home. I'm with them, you know, for just a very limited amount. And so they really need parent support to, you know, kind of reinforce what we're teaching them.
Right. I think we all just completely, just parents, we can't get to them, so be a part.
And speaking of tools in the tool belt, so let's get parents involved and help Mr. Lindley out and with
Good segue.
donating
Yeah.
materials,
Yeah.
to help,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
I just want to say, I can use a hammer and nails, okay? I would say, I don't know, Matt, I don't know what, that heel might be a little crooked, you know what I mean? But, you know what I mean?
I think that's important to get involved in.
Miley Cyrus, it's the crime. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, you're right, Brad. Good segue. Yeah, Matt's going to say, thank you, Brad. That's right.
On a personal note, it's like, I always knew that they were busy.
Yeah.
But I never knew how busy until I went to an elementary ball game for my nephew, and they were done, and I was leaving, and I look up, and the Lindleys are on the sideline. And I probably looked at y'all because I paused for a minute, and I was like, well, I was going to speak, but they're coaching, and I'm just like, is there anything those two do not do?
I know.
That was, but that's probably how you get time with your kiddo, right?
Right. Yeah, we are busy at school, but doing the same things that we do for our kids at school for our own children is important. And so, yeah, we're going nonstop.
So if I looked at you a little wonky, I was just like,
What?
Fourth girls.
There you go. Woo woo. Yeah.
That's Matt's favorite thing he's ever done.
I love that. That's, yeah, no doubt.
and I'm going to tell you what, fourth graders
Oh.
are competitive.
Well, in girls.
Well, yeah, the boys are too, but yeah. But yeah, it's just, I knew you guys were busy all the time. It was just, that's
Love
the
that.
first, because I was just like, wow, okay, all
Well, and
right.
in that video, the other day, the video of remember when your husband learned, since you've been gone? Yeah. I was watching that video again, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And he was like right there on it. I mean, those girls, yeah, that was like magic back then. When there was like a magical time, for sure. Yeah, that was great. Absolutely. Great memory. But, well, we got to get out of here, but first of all, I want to say, Eastern School Corporation, you guys are rock stars, I gotta say. Maybe you will come in the door. I hope you do.
No.
Okay. And Veronica, let's give the dates and how do we buy tickets, and I want all the information of how to be a part of this.
Dates are March 16th, 17th, and 18th.
My birthday.
So Thursday through Saturday this year. And tickets will actually be available online starting tomorrow.
Okay. And they just go to...
I can send you the link.
Oh, please do. Yeah, please do. Yeah. So you get your tickets in advance. Okay. Or if they...
You can buy them at the door also.
Okay, either way. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Well, best of luck. And I think we can say, did we learn that we can say break a leg? Is that what you say? Or
Yes.
Yeah, we can say that.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah.
It's during the drama stuff, during the coaching stuff.
No. Okay, all right. When
Or
do they
the band stuff. No.
Anna Marie, you guys are fantastic. Thank you for coming and keep and I hope that you guys are being so used. I hope that you guys also, I hope everybody appreciates. I mean, I hope you're getting told that. I hope. I would love to just give you a thumbs up every morning. You guys keep up the good work and keep doing what you're doing. It's so valuable and so important. I can't say enough. You know what I mean? So, and I'm you guys are very, very blessed for the school corporation.
Yeah, absolutely. And just in general, thank you for all that East Washington does for our community and how it affects not just folks in our community, outside of the community. So keep up the great work.
All right, Brad, let's thank our sponsors. Don't forget, go up there and get some candy.
Go get candy, the leftover Valentine candy. There's not a lot of it, but it goes half off today. So do that. But we're getting ready to rock and roll for lawn and garden season. So my favorite time of the year is when the pool chemicals come in. I know. I'm very, I have blinders on, but pool chemicals are here. So just the countdown is on.
My therapy to just walk through there. I don't have to buy anything. Just walk through there. Just feel like spring is not too far away. Yeah.
It helps. you'd get a thumbs up if you see me over there near the pool schedule. That means I've left a meeting and I'm just getting my happy space, okay? All right, thanks to our sponsors, Monaview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Dr. Blackside Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Fox for Lee Wealth Management, and Americans for Prosperity.
Yay, thank you to our great sponsors. Everyone have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Howdy folks, Greg Martin at Billy Martin Store in Martinsburg. I'd like to start off by thanking all of our loyal customers for the support that you give to us year after year. We are the oldest Indiana family-owned and operated business, and have been serving you now for over a century. And as the fifth generation of the Martin family business, our family still tries to spend each day making you, our customers, number one in both sales and service. Billy Martin Store carries a complete line of home furnishings, appliances, and floor covers that should meet any demand that you have. Billy Martin Store sells to you every day at low prices, whether you're building or just replacing. We service
Moving daily, that common sense is a superpower. American heroes, Rick and Bubba.
Yep. It's 6 minutes past the hour. We're glad you are here for another one. Speedy, the real Greg Burgess, Helmsy, Eddie Van Adler, gang all here. Welcome back. Mr. Bill on the bus. Rick, glad to be here, and thank all of you for letting us do what we do. So we've done the good, the bad, the ugly from Valentine's Day. We'll get to some more of those before the day is done. And now we have been updating you on the latest nonsense from the Biden administration. One thing that they love to try to convince you is that there is no inflation. The economic plan is indeed working. They believe it. That's the truth. They believe it. And but even CNN, y'all, how can you stand up there in front of a microphone and say he's the best communicator in the world? Well, you can't. You can't. Not to be honest. No. I'm just going to say this. You can't. I mean, I would say if I was in that. How do you look at yourself in the mirror? If I was in that press conference, I would say, look, no disrespect to you. We wish you the best. Okay, you can't say that. We're just not going to say that. The national community has problems with water. But now a statement like that, you're coming across as being deranged. Like you need counseling. Are you traumatized?
And this thing where they're always quoting that the economy is better. And, again, I don't know how they can, and at least some of the media is holding holding them to it. Like, and now even CNN is going, guys, we can't just keep flat out.
I think if they feel like if they keep repeating the same thing enough and just ignore the questions and just keep saying enough, but real. But I know that CNN has changed a little, but they haven't changed the point of what they're about to do now. Now even they're not, even CNN's not listening to something that is so easily disputed. I mean, so here comes CNN talking about inflation. Here we go.
Gasoline prices up again. They had fallen in December. They were up in January. You can see the food prices are up double digits over the past year. Every family feels that. And shelter was the big driver of these numbers. Inside the numbers, look, if you go to the grocery store, in your shopping cart, you are feeling inflation every day. Hot dogs, I call them hot dogs. Government calls them frankfurters, up 11% over the past year. Eggs up 70%. Now, wholesale egg prices have fallen in the past week and a half, so I'm hoping this is rear view mirror. Lettuce, a head of lettuce, up 17% over the past year. Coffee, up 13%. And butter, I mean, these little sticks of butter in front of me here are like gold at the moment, up almost 30% over the past year. So some of the things are just feeling intractable here in family budgets. People trying to figure out how to shift around and buy other things. But shelter, it's hard to switch shelter every month, right?
Do y'all remember, everybody right here? She did. Yeah. I still need lettuce. Let me say this. Look right here. Look right here. Do you remember, all of you out there, do you remember those of you that bought into this Go Get the Rich? Do you remember these idiots right here, all of us, a bunch of good? We know we're good. Let me tell you, we do know that. If you start this garbage, it's going to affect everybody. Everybody's cost of living has gone up. That affects everybody. Has it gone up for the rich? Yes, but it's gone up to everybody. So this thing, Go Get the Rich, doing all these ridiculous plans, and they tell you, hey, what we just did, it may sound bad, but only the rich is going to be affected by this. And you buy that garbage, and you look around, when your utilities cost more, when your food costs more, when gasoline costs more, it's not just affecting the rich. They're just not as bothered by it, okay, because of their financial situation. You got to quit being chumps on this.
So here's the quote, the great limit from Motorhead. Come on, baby, eat the rich. Crank you five down on that.
Great. Okay, never heard that. No, I haven't. You've done a few songs today that I don't have. You and I thought we tried pretty good.
Rhyme.
Come on, baby. All right, so here we go. Now, listen what CNN just said, okay, including gasoline, what they just said. Now listen to the now deranged Karine Jean-Pierre. Here's what she said.
We talk often about the gas prices going down to about 160 per gallon. That's because the president took historic steps to see that happening.
It's not true. Gas prices were $2.39 a gallon when he took off. They've been up from there the entire time.
You feel like somebody was big dead.
And I saw,
You remember the Gong Show? They had the big pool, they pulled you off stage and you were completely bombing out.
and Chuck Barrett. Yeah. I saw one article, and I don't want to be a person that, are against politically everything they do. You shoot holes.
Yeah, but a lot of the reason the price went down was China was shut down, so they're one of the biggest users of oil, right? And they were all shut down and quarantined, and they had a lot of demand. This press secretary has become so deranged. I guess what happens every time she says something like, the president is the best communicator that we have in the White House.
Of all the
Do we want to hear that again, Andrew? I know
you think somebody, when she walked off stage, just looked at you?
Listen to this. Listen, I'm going to now be her after this finishes because it's so absurd. I really believe this is the way it is now. Go ahead.
I will tell you this, the president is the best communicator that we have in the White House.
And those of you that think I'm deranged, I want to remind you real quick that I'm a black female lesbian.
Remember that quote.
Right.
Checking a lot of boxes here, so there's no way I could be
I
wrong.
can say anything because I'm black, female, and lesbian. I can be as deranged as you can even imagine, and you're not allowed to say anything negative about me because you may forget that. If you remember the funny bit that Saturday Night Live did, what was her name? And she was on the beach. She'd tell you she was a lawyer all the time. Yeah, Star. Yeah. And you remember when Tracy Morgan was doing a press cover, and all he would just say is, of course, I'm a lawyer. And I think she's to the point, she goes, of course, I'm a black female lesbian. You cannot disagree with me. Whatever I say, kind of right. Even when you're just about to oppose me, you might want to remember that. And I'm allowed to say anything, and no one can ever say anything negatively about me because that would make you some sort of foe. No, it may be just something you need.
Maybe you just lied so much you don't even know what the truth is.
Maybe you're just not really good at what you're doing.
Well, who wants that?
Carrying in one arm a pig, another hand lipstick. Yeah. Every day you walk out. Yeah. You have to go there.
Let's stay with lipstick. Lipstick and a pig.
Can't polish it. No, still think. You know Rick quote living. Yeah. Well, look, Saki was not references daily. You and I don't track that. I don't do Motorhead. I don't do Black Sabbath. Come on. That's just a song. Right. Saki wasn't great, but at least she. Well, Jean-Pierre is stumbling man. Circle back. Let me circle back around. But at least she could complete a sentence.
No, I really would like
Sympathy.
I would like to, you know how we have these behind the music here? I would like to see a Tim follow her from the time she goes up to the White House and when she goes out there and see the meeting she goes to where she tries to make her know about how she's going to explain it in a positive light.
Well, nobody's more stressed.
You remember we played Sleeper not too long ago when Biden was on the campaign. He was talking about transparency. And he said, we're going to mess it up. And when we do, we'll call it. We'll call it on ourselves. We're going to tell you we messed up.
Unless it involves... Y'all remember that clip?
Yeah. We played it about a week.
Unless it involves my son.
Unless it involves me.
As long as it has nothing to do with me or anybody in my family.
We have an inflation problem. Let's go back to 8th grade physics. Anybody remember that? Supply and demand causes prices to go up. And printing of money, which they have been doing like bandits.
People have that clip that Bubba started about a year ago.
Yeah. Okay, here's that one.
The best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you, that you like to be able to.
Sorry, that's a rough
Boy, he cleared it up then, didn't he? Best communicator in a while. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. That may be the best list we've had in a while. The great communicator.
Brilliant! The great communicator has to vote.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. Long calls, phone calls, phone calls.
Hey, I read, didn't know.
Of anything you want to talk about at 866-WE-BE-BIG. Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba. You'd like to drop those leftover pandemic pounds, but how sick are you of all the ads for weight loss pills and fad diets? Field of Greens is a science-backed formula of specific fruits and vegetables you won't find in any other product. Proper nutrition reboots your metabolism so you burn calories faster and lose weight a healthier way. And Field of Greens is the only brand backed by a better health promise. Let's get you started with 15% off your first order. Visit fieldofgreens.com, promo code BUBBA. When inflation is this high, we're all pros at finding creative ways to save on everyday items. That's why I have to tell you about Upside. Upside is an incredible app for anyone who buys gas, groceries, or dines out. With Upside, you're not getting slammed by inflated prices because you get cash back on every purchase. Now, to get started, download the free Upside app and use the promo code BUBBA25 to get 25 cents or more back on every gallon of that first tank of gas. That's promo code BUBBA25. Get cash back today with Upside. The folks at MyPillow have launched MyPillow 2.0. This new innovative MyPillow has a brand new temperature regulating technology to keep you comfortable throughout the night. Now, core body temperature plays a big role in how you sleep, and this new fabric technology helps regulate your body temp by creating a lower surface temperature for a more restful sleep. Available in 4 loft levels with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Head to MyPillow.com/Bubba to buy one, get one free on the new MyPillow 2.0.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelatase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you're allergic to pork or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit CreonInfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
It's time to think about your tax refund. And Jackson Hewitt wants you to think biggest, as in we guarantee you'll get your biggest refund or your money back plus $100. Who offers that? Come to think of it, nobody. It's one of the biggest guarantees out there and why you can't just file with anybody. For your guaranteed biggest refund, go to Jackson Hewitt today. Your wallet will thank you. When every dollar matters, it matters who does your taxes.
How long does it take to tackle a home project? With Angie, you could cross it off your list before this ad is over. Just tell us what you need. Indoor or outdoor, repair or redesign, and we handle the rest. Sending a top pro, get it done. You don't have to lift a finger, except to tap the screen or click the mouse. Plus, Angie is free to use. So bring us your next home project, and we'll bring it home. Download the app or go to Angie.com. That's ANGI.com to get started. Hi, everyone, and welcome. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions for free. They'll tell you if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. 800-889-7814 now. I'm here with spokesman for the firm, John Wolf. So, John, tell everyone listening who should call in.
Well, Maria, first off, thank you for having me here with you. We always enjoy answering the listeners' questions. Now, as far as who should call in, anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault, give us a call right now. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions and tell you how much your case is potentially worth. Call 800-889-7814.
Thanks, John. You heard it, folks. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now to speak with a live agent for free. Call 800-889-7814.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states.
Are you prepared for the unexpected? Now, it's only a matter of time before you're out of warranty vehicles in the shop costing thousands. You can be prepared like us with CarShield. CarShield offers protection plans to fit every budget and includes 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, and rental car eligibility. Call CarShield now to save 20% on your plan, and you'll always be prepared for the unexpected. 1-800-465-6550 or go to carshield.com/buck. Here we go. It's phone troll time. 866-WE-BE-BIG. Now, the troll a little different. I mean, you kind of get stalled together in a little 30-second package as we go to the phones. You can make a comment, ask a question, bring information to the table. We're not doing meaningless shout-outs. Shameless plugs right here. That's the instant buzzer. This is a new phone segment that we started doing now, but we started a long time ago. It was new, meaning a different way to approach phone calls. We got 10 lines, so we get a bigger sample. You get into line, and then you go through the callers quicker because you got 30 seconds. That way you probably want to drop all the things that are small talk and all that and get right to what you want to talk about. But it's designed for you to really program the show. You're taking us in whatever direction you want to go, asking questions, making comments, and then we move through these calls briskly. So if you want to get in line, you want to make the move, you can now at 866-WE-BE-BIG. We'll start with David and Lake Martin. David, you got 30 seconds.